Hi everyone, my name is Andrew Schoen, and today I will be telling you about our paper titled Author, a Task Authoring Environment for Human-Robot Teams. This project grew out of work done by our lab and by our colleagues that showed that there was a bit of a problem happening in collaborative robotics. While collaborative robots appear to have a lot of potential to improve the quality of work, this promise doesn't seem to have fully panned out in practice. A recent ethnography by Mathias et al. Showed that the capabilities of collaborative robots were frequently poorly utilized. The likely culprit of this discrepancy is that programming robots and designing interactions are two different types of skills, and engineers are usually only trained in the former. For this reason, we sought to ease this process for engineers as they create collaborative robotic programs, creating a novel representation for these types of tasks and an interface which utilized that representation. We then evaluated this approach with a series of user studies. We first needed a representation compatible with the types of task descriptions currently available to engineers, but which could also sufficiently define robot behavior. To do this, we combined the concepts of hierarchical task analysis, third legs, and a novel parametrization approach. Hierarchical task analysis, or HTA, is a way of representing tasks, and we utilized a simplified version with limited depth in our representation. To represent subtasks, we utilized third legs, which specify human work in understandable ways. We selected the purely physical ones for this implementation, being transport empty, grasp, transport load, release, rest, and hold. Finally, we needed a way to fully define these third legs, so we introduced the high-level parameters of agents, things, and destinations. Agents are the humans and robots in the scene. Third legs are the objects they can manipulate, and destinations are semantically meaningful representations of the locations in the workspace, such as goals or waypoints. In this way, for example, the transport loaded third leg could be specify who performs it, the agent, what is being transported, the thing, and where it is being transported, the destination. Third legs also accept low-level parameters, such as time and cost estimates for human and robot workers. Of note, unlike things and destinations, the agent parameter can be left unspecified, meaning that the best agent to perform the task will be assigned to it given the constraints and goals of the program. We use this representation to create Authr, a ROS-based authoring and simulation tool with web-based front-end. The design of Authr is meant to be easy to use and approachable for task designers. There are 3 tabs: Setup, Plan, and Simulate. In the Setup tab, designers can create and customize the scene with the agents, things, and destinations. In the Plan tab, a Kanban-like interface is used to represent the plan, tasks, and third legs. And finally, in the Simulate tab, the fully optimized agent-allocated result can be viewed in a timeline, and the entire interaction can be simulated. A full description of that tool can be found in the paper. We conducted 2 sets of evaluations of this software with engineering students. The first was a formative analysis of an early version of the Authr interface. This version lacked a number of features present in the final version and featured a slightly different method of specifying setup. You can find a full description of that evaluation and its findings in the paper. The final summative evaluation of the interface involved users constructing 2 plans in Authr, one in which they could utilize the automated agent allocation, and the other where they were asked to do this manually. This evaluation revealed several themes. The first was that users tended to quickly become frustrated or apprehensive in the manual condition after understanding all of the considerations that the manual allocation requires. To combat this, many in the manual condition adopted strategies to cope with these complexities. Unfortunately, these were frequently incorrect or applied inconsistently, resulting in suboptimal results. Finally, we found that users in the automated Authr allocation condition exhibited a more streamlined workflow in the interface. In conclusion, we set out to see how we might assist engineers in the process of designing collaborative robotic programs by considering the workflow that would enable this translation, the authoring environment, Authr, that would be utilized in that workflow, and an evaluation of that workflow and tool. Our findings indicated that representations that we developed served as an appropriate framework for modeling existing tasks, and our interface and approach allowed for a better facilitation of collaborative task authoring than more manual approaches. I'd like to thank my amazing advisor and co-authors, since this was definitely a team effort, and I would also like to thank our funding sources for supporting the research and you for your interest and time.